Manchester United, as you can see, currently sit 13th in the Premier League after 15 games, with the next game being played today. They're recording this, being the one against Man City. Also, bringing in Ruben Amorim from Sporting and getting rid of Ten Hag was meant to rewrite the ship, get Man United back on course, but obviously Dan Ashworth has left the club, and Amorim hasn't exactly got things going the way he wants to at United. But let's get into this rebuild. Let's make Man United the best team in England once again, and also a team that can challenge for the Champions League title and hopefully win it as well in this rebuild. Alright, so here is the current Man United team. I've rotated a little bit here to get some of our better players into the team, like Højlund obviously needs to start in the team. Mane needs to be in there. Ugarte needs to be in there. Obviously, Dalot playing centre-back right now. Mazraoui in the cam role can play there. I wasn't sure if I'm going to convert him into a centre-mid, a cam, or a right-mid currently, because obviously Madonna wanting to play the right-mid role and develop into a team, give him a new contract so he can play in that right-mid role for the foreseeable future. Obviously, Bruno, the captain. We do have Euro back from injury Malacia as well. Down here, obviously, Casemiro as a decent rotation option. We'll play that most likely going to sell. And yeah, let's get into the season. Let's get into January and make the necessary changes to this team to make it a team that can hopefully challenge for titles as soon as possible. And before we listen to January, currently sitting 13th place in the Premier League here, let's have a look on the 1st of January after simming a bunch of games. And as you can see, after simming to January the 1st, we're going to sit 11th in the Premier League. As you can see, we're going to get a bunch of games. We did lose to Man City, though, in the progress in the simulation in between, but that's obviously expected to happen. But looking at the team here, you'll see I'm going to try something for the rest of the season. I'm not going to sell Rashford just yet. I'm going to play him in this creative midfield role as a shadowed striker behind Højlund to see what he can do really in this role. And I think for this first season here, I'm going to sign in another centre-back and take over the centre-back role from Dalot. Dalot will be converted into a right mid as well as Mazraoui most likely, or maybe a left mid for Mazraoui, I'm not too sure just yet. But they will both be converted into wide players for us, and obviously can also play in the midfield if we needed them to, especially Mazraoui could also become a centre mid that kind of frees up another role down the wing as well. Let's get into the January transfer window, set a few players, and we'll improve this United team, especially in the backup department for this team, because the likes of Casemiro, Eriksen, and obviously Malacia, and even players like Maguire and Evans just not really good enough for a team like Man United and where they want to go. And becoming Ruben Amorim's first signing here at Manchester United is Jarrod Brantford, a young Englishman from Everton, as his contract is expiring at the current stage it is at Everton. So United could get him for free if he leaves on a free transfer, obviously joining him next season, or they could go in for him. Not too sure why Amorim's got a mohawk, I'm going to change that in the edit manager section. But Brantford joins us here for 24 million on a cheap, obviously a young English defender, can play the left centre back role, will take over from Dalot in that position, and just bolsters our back line, and obviously is a player for the future as well. And also joining Jarrod Brantford through the door, here's Miguel Gutierrez, the young Spanish defender from Girona. Obviously, he will be converted into a left mid. I need to change Amorim's here. I keep forgetting to do so. But Gutierrez joins us here, as well as Jack Hinshelwood have signed in the background to be a backup player. We sold Casemiro, so Hinshelwood from Brighton will be a backup CDM. So centre mid alongside Manu and Ugarte in this team. But Gutierrez joins us here, a player that's currently linked heavily to Man United in real life. I see they're planning to maybe sign him in January for around 35 million or 40 million from Girona. So we're going to sign him here, and Gutierrez joins us here at the Red Devils to be our second signing, well, third signing of the window, our second mainstream high-profile signing for this team. Alright, so here we're at the end of Season 1, and let's see how this new look United team under Amorim has performed in the Premier League and also the Europa League, etc. I can see we've got some great growth in the team here. Dalot did come back into the centre-back role for the season because he was on the verge of well, it was complaining about game time, so that's why he's there. And obviously Brantford is the backup to him. That is why he's there. As you can see, Mazraoui is now a centre-mid, and we've got a bunch of great growth in the team. Hinshelwood was now a centre-mid as well. Eliara's only not really got up and overall. He's unhappy about a game time, so I might loan him out in Season 2 and see what he can do out on loan, obviously with Dalot, and also Brantford, Martinez and Delit here. His game time's kind of up in here, but let's see how the team performed in the first season. Gutierrez at an 85 rating as well in the left mid role. Love to see that. And in the Premier League here, we need to actually go all the way over here to office, then go to standings. We finished 5th in the Premier League, which I will take, obviously 13th to 5th. We're going to take Europa League football again next season, unless we did win the FA Cup or obviously the Europa League this season. We didn't win the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup, we didn't make it to the final two either. And the Europa League, we did win it. 3-1 on penalties against Spurs. So Champions League football next season, we win a trophy as well. That is a massive thing for us in this season, obviously, to also bring through players next season as well, that we can sign some big name players. Bruno with 21 and 15 in this in the cam role. Højlund 21 and 1 in striker, so he's clearly had a great season. Garnacho 17 and 12 in left mid. he did incredible as well. And Rashford in this cam role, 11 and 5. We need better. I'm going to sell Rashford in season 2. I think that is more realistic. We're going to sell Sancho as well. And Amad Diallo with 5 and 8 in the right mid role. Love to see that from him. And Mason Mount had a great season as well in the cam role as a backup player. But yeah, Rashford is going to leave us in season 2. We're going to sign a new player for that role and also sell Sancho as well, because I feel like these two are players that United need to just get off their books and bring in different players. Gutierrez at this first season as more of a defensive side of left mid, 3 assists and 1 goal. We'll take it from him. Let's get into season 2. Champions League football back at United, and also some big players to sell and some huge signings to bring in. Alright, so as you can see here in season 2, we've had a huge clear out of players here. We saw Jadon Sancho for 75 million to West Ham United, Rashford for 40 million to Newcastle, Zertsky leaving to Wolves, Luke Shaw headed to Real Madrid. Obviously, he's just out injured too much. Malacia also leaving us, obviously, he is not really a player. Part of the system we do Gutierrez and got an action for the left, so we don't need Malacia now. And we learned out a couple of players here. But that leaves us with a bunch of money to spend. As you'll see here, we've got, I believe, 400 million to spend to improve this team and also bring in some backup players. And for our first signing of season 2, we're going to bring in Arda Güler here for 55 million from Real Madrid to be a creative midfielder alongside Bruno Fernandes in the team. We're going to also sign not a younger Cam, but another Cam to give competition alongside Mount. Actually, we don't need another Cam, we've got Mount. We're going to not sign any more Cams for this team. We have Bruno Fernandes now, Arda Güler and Mason Mount in this team. So we've got 3 great creative midfielders, can push each other to their limits. And Arda Güler joins us here at Man United to be our first signing of season 2. And joining us here for 95 million is Victor Gyökeres, also the Swedish striker from Sporting. Ruben Amorim's former main man in the team joins us here at Man United. So a likely transfer to happen is most likely the most stereotypical signing, people making United series or rebuilds, bringing Gyökeres to United. That's because it is likely to happen. Amorim will most likely want to bring the Swedish international into the team, and I think United as a board will do what they can to bring him into the team to help United get better here. And Gyökeres joins here for 95 million to be our leading striker with Højlund behind him. Alright, so after spending big on Gyökeres, Arda Güler, and also bring it in Sugo, the young Brazilian, the young Portuguese centre mid from Sporting. I believe he also is a Sporting talent. We brought him into the team to be a backup player for the likes of Mazraoui, obviously Kobe Manu, and also Ugarte to push them to the limits as well. We're going to go into the season with this team, and hopefully, obviously, back in the Champions League, the likes of Gyökeres and Arda Güler can hit the ground running in the team. Let's get into season 2 and show you how this new Man United team does, and hopefully Amad Diallo can grow well down the right hand side, so we don't have to buy a player for that position. I think Diallo is possibly a great player for the future of Man United. I think he can be that player. It's just whether or not his performances out on the pitch are consistent enough for him to keep that position, and Man United don't have to go out and buy a right mid who can do that. And as you can see here, to end season 2, we finished 3rd in the Premier League here. Quite a bit off Man City, still at the top of the table. We'll get in there slowly but surely. The guaranteed UCL football for next season was to see it. In the FA Cup, we didn't make it to the final. The Carabao Cup, we didn't make it to the final again in either of those. And in the Champions League, we're not in the final. Where did we get to? Did we get here? It doesn't seem like we got here. Ranestein, are we in here somewhere? I don't see us anywhere to be seen. I felt like we did make it to the quarterfinals, so I might be stupid. I might have misread where we actually finished, but I keep forgetting the actual way of doing things here. Okay, we got past Atletico in the playoffs, and in the round of 16 we were knocked out by Real Madrid. Okay, so we made it to the round of 16 of the Champions League. Let's see how the players performed here in the season. Gyökeres' first season at Man United was a successful one, 27 and 5 for the striker to an 88 rating now. Bruno with 21 and 10, doing great things again, 90 rated now. Garnacho 20 and 2, and as you can see, Arda Güler 13 and 11 in his first season here in the Premier League. Nice to see that from him. Anthony only 3 goals and 1 assist, and Amad Diallo 2 goals and 4 assists. So that isn't great from him. So maybe next season it's time to improve on Amad Diallo in that right mid role. Because like I said, it's got the potential to be that player. It's just whether or not he can show the performances to be that player in the team. As you can see, the team's looking pretty good. There's some great growth, especially on the bench as well. Lots of Sugo going up as well, and a couple of our good backup players. We're going to sign more backup players next season for the centre-back role. So Lindelof and Maguire are aging now. We need to bring through younger players. Lenny Yoro was loaned out for the season. Starts where he was. But the team's looking great. Let's get into season 3 and sign possibly a right mid to take over from Diallo in this team, and maybe so Anthony, because I feel like at this point we don't need him in the team if we are going to replace Diallo. There's no space for Anthony in this team. And before we do head into Season 3, I forgot to show you that we did actually win the Super Cup at the start of the season up against Man City, so that was a great start to the season. Obviously, unfortunately, in Europe and other competitions, didn't exactly reach the form we wanted to in those, but getting to Season 3 and improve this team even more to hopefully add more silverware to our collection. And signing for us here in Season 3 of the Rebuild is going to be Achraf Hakimi to take over in the right mid role from Diallo. I was going to go with Frimpong, but Hakimi's just got better overall stats. There's more, well, I guess it's better overall for the role that I wanted to play in this team as a right mid who can get forward and get defend. Hakimi will be a great player for us in the right mid role. Let's get him into the team and also possibly make 1 or 2 more signings this season for backup roles in the centre back position. And also joining us here is another Sporting player in Zeno de Bas, the Belgian defender from Amorim's former team. They're joining us to be a backup defender to the likes of Braithwaite, De Ligt, and obviously Alessandro Martinez joining up with Lenny Yoro as the backup players in the team. Let's get into Season 3 and see how this new look Man United team with Hakimi and de Bas into the team can perform in the Prem and also the Champions League. Alright, so as you can see at the end of Season 3, we made it to the UCL final up against Bayer Leverkusen. Let's see how the team performed before we get into the final in other competitions. In the Premier League, we finished second, 11 points behind Manchester City at the top of the table. In the FA Cup, we won that against Nottingham Forest. You'll have to see that in the final. The Carabao Cup, we got knocked out of that one. And obviously, did we play in the Super Cup? I don't think we did. No, we didn't. PSG beat Lyon in that one. Obviously, we're in the Champions League final. But let's check out the team and see how they perform throughout the season. Let's check out the squad. First of all, check out the stats of the players. And Martinez are injured. So we're going to have to play Yoro or de Bast in the final. I'm probably going to play Yoro because he actually is a Man United player IRL. But we'll lose Martinez for the final, which is not great. But in terms of the stats here, Gyökeres with 42 goals and 13 assists. That is insane. 55 goal contributions in 61 games at 90 rated now. He has been incredible for us. Garnacho, 22 and 11. Ardagula, 18 and 15. 18 and rated now. Bruno Fernandes, I believe, was out injured at one point of the season, but he's gone back up to a 90 rating now. I did see him at a lower rate at 89 at one point of the season, but he is now back up to 90. Just to see it, the captain going into the final in this possible final season at Man United because he's 32. Diallo did pretty good as a backup player. Hakimi with 7 goals in the right mid role, obviously being more of a defensive kind of player. As you can see, Mount played a bunch of games for us this season and did kind of well for us in that cam role. But no more on us for the final. Let's get into this one. Check out the Leverkusen team and hopefully beat them here in the UCL final to end the rebuild. Alright, so here we're at the UCL final up against Leverkusen. They've got a great team, as you can see. Some incredible players in the team, the likes of Alisson, Marquinhos, Romero in the back line as well, as you can see there. And the midfield is incredible. See Wirtz, Alicia Garcia, Palacios and other players. And a decent attack and Boniface up front for this one. And Leverkusen have a great team. We see Amorim versus Xabi Alonso here in the UCL final. As we saw our team, we know what our team's going to be. Let's get into this one and hopefully to defeat this incredible Leverkusen side here at Wembley. Here we go, Gyökeres gets the game off here. Obviously, no Martinez in the back line. We're playing Lenny Yoro instead. Manu here to Hakimi. Can we get a quick start here to Moroccan? And it's to Bruno Fernandes over here to Ardagula. Ardagula on his left, denied by Vivian. I thought about signing in this one, as I mentioned, but we went with Hakimi in the end. Boniface, it's done well there, Boniface now. Putting out the trickery is the striker, and that's a great save there from Manana. The Dutchman tries, but there's Bruno Fernandes denying him. Garnacho now. Ball into midfield here to find Bruno Fernandes, who can release Ardagula. The Turkish midfielder now, and turn back. Get it back here to Gyökeres, the number 10. Can he shoot and score? Yes, he does. That was a great counter there from the team. And Victor Gyökeres, the former Sporting striker, has been incredible here for us at United, as we saw by his stats throughout this rebuild. Scores for us here in the Champions League final. Puts the ball past that man, Alisson, in net to make it 1-0 here. It's a great bit of play, and Gyökeres, the striker, scores here to make it 1-0. Wide here to Jonas Hoffman. So you battle the 2-3 at the backs. Which one's better, Xabi Alonso's or Amorim's? So they've got their best 11. We've lost Martinez due to injury in this one. But Yoro is a good defender, as we know. Frimpong driving through here. Yoro's in there though. Yoro does good defending there. Showing why we're playing him in this one, as Debasta's also on the bench if we need him. And here goes Hakimi. Hakimi does incredible there. Hakimi now still going here. Back to Gyökeres. Over here to Bruno Fernandes, and it's a great save there from Alisson. Frimpong gets fortunate that he wins that header. Palacios. But Gyökeres steals it there. Bruno now can hold the ball in midfield here, get it into Arda Güler. Can look for Ugarte, who scores. That was an incredible pass there from Arda Güler. And Manuel Ugarte, the centre mid, scores here. Mane celebrates as a midfield partner there. So these two playing a box-to-box midfield role for us. They have not grown the way I thought they would in this rebuild. Both are 83 rated, but they're great players nonetheless. And this pass from Arda Güler was incredible. And Ugarte with the finish as well to make it 2-0 here. His touch there was, well, awful there, to say the least. Here goes Grimaldo, the man who just brought off the bench here. Driving forward with the ball here is the Spaniard. Wirtz now, the German, inside here. Back to Palacios, into Boniface here. Who scores to make it 2-1 just before the break. Of course he would score just before the break. And Boniface makes it 2-1 here. And Coman's on the bench for Leverkusen. That's an interesting one there. Ugarte to Gyökeres. Can we get a goal before the break? Yeah, Arda Güler into Gyökeres, who spins Marquinhos. Can he level it? Well, can he give us a 2-goal lead again here? I'm sorry I didn't get the shot away there. In here to Arda Güler, who's been incredible in this UCL final. Ball over the top into Gyökeres. Good control there. The Swedish man strikes it and scores again. And it's 3-1 here. To Man United here against Leverkusen. Arda Güler with the assist again. Gyökeres with a goal. It's a great finish there from him. And the attack in this team is incredible. The defence is pretty decent. Obviously, three at the back, you're more vulnerable than a four at the back formation. But Gyökeres scores here again to make it 3-1 to Man United here. We did a body feint with the step overs and then take it left or right there. I feel like it's been slowed down to the point where like it's not that viable. Now and again. Yoro, good defending. Hakimi now. In here to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno. Looking for Arda Güler there, but he stopped his run for some reason. I hate that in this game, man. Yeah, experienced German. Out wide here to Frimpong. Frimpong now one-on-one with Onana. Chips the goalkeeper and makes it 3-2. Under pressure, but Manu gets the ball here. Kobe Manu now. That was meant for Arda Güler, but Gyökeres can hold off the defender here. Gyökeres can turn and shoot and hit the post. Gets it clear. Hakimi, can he win the header? Yes, he does. So back to Matthias de Ligt and get it in here to Ugarte. We're going to find Alejandro Garnacho. He's not been involved in this game really, but Garnacho turns here. Garnacho shoots and scores. He's not really been involved in this final, Garnacho, but he scores here to get himself a goal here to make it 4-2. The Argentinian buries it there. No, see, this team's incredible. Defensively, we're weaker because we play three at the back. If we played a four at the back, like I mentioned last time, we were more secure back there. But going forward, this team's insane. And Garnacho scores there to make it 4-2 to United here in the Champions League final. And that should be the game dead and buried here. Hakimi to Manu. Bruno looking for Gyökeres here. I believe for the hat-trick. Can he find it here? Gyökeres denied by Alisson. And steals the ball off him as well. It's good determination there from the striker. Garnacho now into Arda Güler. He skips the defender. Arda Güler now. Can he make it 5? And he's done so. Arda Güler is incredible. He's 89 rated in this rebuild, and he is unbelievable. I used him last year in Inter Milan series. If you saw that one, you know just like what he can be. But he's proven it here again in this final. He gets a couple of assists and a goal for himself here. And he hit the post earlier as well. He skips the defender there, good as well there to beat Marquinhos. And then beats Alisson in net to make it 5-2 here in the final. And that one should be the final goal in this game, you imagine. And the UCL trophy is going back to Old Trafford. Doesn't win a header, Boniface does so. Wirtz now back though. And the referee should blow for full time here. And the UCL final should be over. Not sure why it's still playing on here. Literally, Wirtz is doing nothing. There we go. It's a 5-2 win for United in the UCL final. Let's cut to the trophy lift. and we'll end the rebuild with the trophy lift. And here we are, the trophy lift there. Bruno Fernandes, the captain, gets to lift the Champions League trophy. Obviously, no Premier League title for us in this rebuild, but we'll win the Europa League and also the Carabao Cup, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the FA Cup as well. I'm not too sure. But we'll win the UCL, that's what it's about. And Bruno Fernandes here steps up. Obviously, Lisandro Martinez should be there, but Yoro played great in this final. He was great in the back line and proved to be a good defender. But Bruno Fernandes lifts the Champions League trophy here for United here for the first time in a while. Man United here, kings of Europe, with an incredible team. See, everyone in this team was incredible. Obviously, the back line, three at the back, like I kept saying, it's weaker than the four at the back for obvious reasons. But our attack and midfield was incredible in this one. The likes of Garnacho, Odegaard, Gyökeres, Bruno Fernandes, and Hakimi were incredible. And our midfield of Ugarte and Manu were great as well. And the back line had its moments. Obviously, Onana in goal is a decent goalkeeper. We got beat twice in this one, but it is where it is. But Bruno wins. If you've got to enjoy it, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, turn notifications so you don't miss videos. Check out the Neymar Play Career Mode and also the West Ham United series we're doing on the channel. And let me know down below which team I should rebuild next. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.